Anger isn't always rage. Sometimes it's the heat under your skin. Sometimes it's the tears that come out after you finally said enough. But in yoga, we don't pathologize anger. We learn how to listen to it. Welcome back to The Mirror and the Mat. I am Javi Vason, your favorite yoga therapist, and today we're continuing our conversation on the emotion through the Gunas. And today we're talking about anger, because y'all love to run from it like it doesn't exist. So let's talk about it. See, now in yoga philosophy, we explore the emotional body through the Gunas, and we've been talking about these for a while. We have Rajas, which is activity and fire. We have Tamas, which is inertia and shutdown. And then we have Sattva, which is clarity and peace. Now, anger is mostly Rajas, high heat, big energy, movement. However, when ignored or turned inward, it can quickly shift. So let's talk about Rajas, which is anger in motion. Now, this happens when you have explosive reactions, that urgency to speak, to move, to act, or feeling righteous or out of control. Now we have Tamas, which is anger repressed. Now this shit starts to turn into resentment, suppression, or passive aggression, or emotional numbness and shame. Now, last but not least, we have Sattva, which is anger transformed. This looks like setting up healthy boundaries, speaking your truth with clarity, and then taking conscious action. Responding versus reacting. See, now, I used to think that being angry made me a bad person. Like most people, we think that anger is a bad emotion, and therefore to be angry makes us a bad person. Especially as someone assigned female at birth, I'm supposed to keep the peace and shit. But the truth is, when I ignored my anger, I would burn out, or completely explode, or just fold in on myself. And that didn't help anyone. See, now, yoga taught me to stop fearing the anger and learn how to start channeling it. So it's important to remember that anger isn't the problem. It is the messenger. The question is, are we actually listening to it? Now, let's talk about Rajas, when anger is activated. Some good practices would be a strong exhale pranayama. Something like lion's breath works really good when anger is in Rajas. Maybe even Kapalabhati if that's your jam. You can do movement with sound. Yell, scream, stomp, punch a fucking pillow. These are great ways to work through that Rajasic energy without actually hurting someone else. And then you could try like a grounding flow. Maybe a warrior 2, low lunge, squat. Something that's going to be nice and grounding for you. Now let's talk about Tamas, when anger is suppressed. Now this can be a good time to open up some chest openers, some heart openers. So something like fish pose, maybe even cactus arms, maybe something that's using a bolsters or support and open up the back. Affirmations like, my anger is valid, because it is. And maybe even taking to your journal and asking yourself, what have I been holding back? Now, Sattva, when clarity comes. This can look like seated stillness, maybe a breath awareness practice. You can speak your truth aloud or maybe to yourself in your journal. And then the action step is to ask yourself, what boundary do I need to place or reinforce here? And it is important to remember that anger is not the enemy. It is the energy that says something's mattered, somebody crossed a line, and you are absolutely allowed to honor that without burning everything down. So stay tuned and we'll try a practice to help support you when anger comes up. All right, let's dive into our pocket practice for anger. Because anger isn't bad, it's just energy. The question is, will you express it, explode with it, or channel it? Step 1 is recognize. See how this feels in the body. Stand tall, feet rooted. Recognize what this feels like rising up in the body. Next is feel. Let's try lion's breath. Inhale with an exhale, with the mouth open. Try a couple rounds of lion's breath. Channeling this power, moving it through the body. An alternate option is to shake your body, shaking from the legs, the arms, allowing this energy to move all throughout the body. Jump and remember that the energy is moving and doesn't define you. It's okay. The last step is to regulate. So finding stillness. Bring one hand to the belly, one hand to the heart. Breathe. See how the body feels now. And know that anger is okay and you can express it anytime. But it does not have to define you. You can channel this into energy that can help. Until next time, my friends.